And this is gonna, let's just on a just purely economic level, Europe has by far the capacity to defend itself. But Russia as a threatening force to Europe, when confronted by the economic capacity of the European Union, is a joke. It's just there's such a massive imbalance. What lacks in Europe is geopolitics is relevant. It's this, it is the 800-pound gorilla in the room, but it does not really hamper. It is not determinative when it comes to economic performance. Armenia is a perfect example of that. Post First War, Armenia has averaged somewhere in the 5 or 6%.
Yeah, I recall, for instance, that in the European Parliament a couple of years ago, Pashinyan gave a 40-minute speech, which is, even in the European Parliament, quite exceptional.
That's a short speech for him.
It's a long speech in the European Parliament. Members of Parliament get a minute or two. Public opinions say that support for...
So anybody who says otherwise is not telling the truth. Let's just be one thing. Let's go back on the EU. Let's understand one thing about the ethnic cleansing in the EU. The EU supported the ethnic cleansing of Artsakh. No matter what they tell you, they saw as that is the price you need to pay to have a normal Armenia and to settle this issue. They had no problems.
We called it Crossroads because Armenia is at a turning point in its modern history. How will it balance between the powerful forces that are interacting in the Caucasus? Which friends, allies, civilizational values will it choose? It cannot be denied that there are very difficult choices to be made in the face of considerable uncertainty in the world. I mean, we didn't talk. You didn't mention the European monitoring facility. You know,
we have monitored.
Then I'm asking about it now. You have the what is it called? The Armenian monitoring mission here on the border with the peace facility.
Yeah,
yes.
So we're part of that. But the third most important one is actually to be able to buy weapons from EU countries. And we actually can do that now.
Right.
Actually, almost the entirety of the Western world is open for us for weapons purchases outside of the United States, and that's more procedural. So those are the. It can't even reform itself.
For more.
I mean, whatever the EU does on that front here is quite useful, and they need to get credit for it. But it's not going to lead to where it needs to unless there's a political leadership and the will to make it happen on this side. And which sometimes the will exists, the competence doesn't exist. Sometimes the will doesn't exist. Like judicial reform, if you